Come on, get to Hill. Come on, chaps. How are you, Mark? Good to see you, mate. How you doing, Sahil? How you doing, buddy? Good to meet you. Chaps, welcome. Welcome. We're going to talk about another good result for United London FC at the weekend in just a sec, but we're going to kick things off with a bit of Manchester United. A result last night of sorts. It's a win.
Yeah.
What did you make of it?
Yeah, it wasn't great. I think when you saw their team, who you'd never really heard of, and when you saw our lineup, the likes of Zlatan, Pogba, Rashford even starting, strong defence, you're kind of sitting there thinking, right, beat Leicester 4-0 last week. This could get interesting because over the last few years we haven't really absolutely battered aside in the sense winning 4-5-0. It's kind of been 2-3-0 max. So there was a bit of optimism last night. But when you get your first shot on target after about 65 minutes, you kind of think, right, just a goal will do. But I think it's been the theme of ours this season. I mean, when we played Northampton last week in the Carling Cup or EFL Cup, whatever it's called now.
Yeah, who can keep up with what that's called? EFL Cup for this year, but at least anyway.
The fact that we had to bring on Zlatan and I think Rashford after 50 minutes to close the game out against Northampton. I think there's been signs of progress, but I think it's just going to be slow and steady. But still confident.
Was the lineup a surprise to you at all last night? It was a very strong team you put out.
Yeah. I mean, watching the final game a couple of weeks ago away, you kind of got the feeling that Jose wasn't really interested in the Europa League. The players didn't really look interested for the Europa League. So I was quite surprised yesterday. I was happy to see Fosu Mensah start, who I'm a huge fan of. A little bit disappointing not to see Memphis at all, because I still think he's still got a lot to prove in a United shirt, and I think he can do it. But it's just about, I think because we've got such a big squad now, I think the Europa League's kind of good to use all our players. But I was surprised. But
yeah, I mean, the Depay as well, you'd think these are the sort of games that he would come in for. We have a Manchester City fan on Skype. Joe, are you there, mate?
Oh.
Hello. Apparently you've been sniggering away. Oh, I don't know. Oh, there he is. Hello, mate.
Hello.
How you doing? All right. Apparently you've been laughing along at something. What's been making you laugh?
Oh, just watching United play on a Thursday night. Great, isn't it?
I think you're going to have to get used to a whole season of that from the Manchester City fan. Did you watch the game last night?
Of course I didn't. Thursday night's not a football night.
Well, you missed quite a good game to watch if you're a non-United fan as well. It was quite entertaining at times. Manchester City, though, I mean, they got a better result than you, Man United, this week. At least they won their game in Europe.
That's true, but at least we're in a proper European competition, not a two-bob one. But no, in reality, people, I think, really underestimated Celtic for that game. People were saying that was going to be a walk in the park for City, and anyone who's watched enough football knows that Celtic away is one of the toughest trips in Europe. That is such a fortress, their ground. But I just didn't think it would be that entertaining a game, to be honest. I didn't anticipate a 3-3.
No, I don't think many people did. But signs there that Manchester City, they can be got at. I mean, they've not kept a clean sheet really at all this season.
Oh, absolutely. I think that in defence we still look a bit vulnerable, and I'm a bit concerned really about this going into the Spurs game this weekend. Yeah, I certainly think we can get got at, and I think we'll have a run in the season where we drop a lot of points.
Let's look forward to that. I mean, is that one positive thing that City have got off to an absolute flyer? Yeah. Man United have had their blip, but everyone's going to have a blip at some point. Is it nice that yours seems to have kind of got out the way without too much damage done?
Yeah, I think with United, I think City was our main test. I think it just shows what the press is like, because going into that City game, it was United favourites for the league. United are going to win this. 2 games later, United are in meltdown. Jose's doing what he did at Chelsea last week. So obviously, even with that United City game, even though City, as much as it pains me to say, and it really pains me to say, even though they deserved the win, just because of a masterclass from De Bruyne, we could have quite easily gone in at half-time 2-2 if Zlatan would have scored that goal, where I think if he realised he had a lot more time than he did. And obviously, Claudio Bravo's 2-foot challenge on Wayne Rooney, which wasn't a penalty for whatever reason. You kind of think we played shocking that game, but could have still won the game. But obviously, the media loves Pep. Yeah. He can do no wrong. The media hates Jose, so it's kind of City all the way, United not really.
I would say
media hates Jose.
Sorry?
Well,
The media hates Jose.
Yeah, of course I do.
They love Jose.
They hate
We
Jose.
hate anyone, it's us.
No one's mentioned the fact that City dropped points against Celtic and he rested John Stones. I mean, if we were in the Champions League, he can have his laugh.
I mean, where do you reckon? So, Mark, you're completely neutral here. Mark, you're the neutral here. Where do you stand on the media on Mourinho at the moment?
Well, it's a love-hate thing, really. I think he knows how to play it properly, the media, and I think he does things to get himself in the media. He loves it. Yeah,
I do take Sahil's point, though, that with Mourinho, the media are always waiting for his next slip-up, I feel. They do like hammering Mourinho when it goes badly as much as they like building him up when it's going well.
One thing is that Pep did inherit a much better team than Mourinho.
Yeah.
City were hugely miles ahead. Anyway, so, you know, they're going to start off slower than you.
I think it was also a mental thing that Jose kind of figured out straight away with the Van Gaal 2 seasons. It was kind of like as if someone was pulling the shirts back, but whereas Jose's kind of like, right, get that out of your head, just go there and express yourself, which isn't really Jose-like in the sense that he's obviously known for parking the bus. But I mean, United used to it. But under Van Gaal, he was hated. Klopp was the special one. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of get used to it. Well. But I think with Jose, what I meant by I think the media dislike him in the sense they're kind of like, right, Jose's done something bad, let's pounce on it. But they love him because obviously they give him stories.
Yeah.
I think he feeds on that.
The media need Jose more than he needs them. That's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the thing.
Just contemplating that I'm so overwhelmed by these Mancunian accents inside of me.
There's been a few knocking around this That'll probably do it. Tough game though for you boys on Sunday. Would you take a point there away at White Hart Lane?
I'd have to see how the game was going, to be honest. I would take a point if you offered me it now, but I don't know. I think we can beat them.
Yeah.
We're better than them.
I
know we lost them twice last year, but we were in absolute shambles for most of last year. So, I think we might nick it.
Have you been even pleasantly surprised at how quickly Guardiola's got City up and running?
Oh, I've been delighted. I thought this would be a second season job. I thought this would be how we'd be playing this time next year. And this year we'd be a bit hit and miss. I have to say, I wasn't expecting us to win the derby at all.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great result there. Joe, mate, we're going to let you go. Let's stick your neck out. Give us a prediction for the score on Sunday at White Hart Lane.
I'm going to go with 3-2 Man City.
3-2 Man City. Good game. Good game.
Goals,
Good game.
Yeah.
Right, cheers, Joe, mate. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the game on Sunday as well. Thank you for getting in touch. Quickly, I think I have the teams now. Obviously, Everton and Crystal Palace are about 10 minutes into their game in the Premier League. Just going to go through it quickly here. The Everton are Stecklenburg, Coleman, Oviedo, Jagielka and Ashley Williams at the back. Idrissa Gueye a bit further forward with Gareth Barry and Tom Cleverley. Then Lukaku, Barkley and Balassi completes the front three there. And Crystal Palace, Steve Mandanda, Delaney, Joel Ward, James Tompkins and Martin Kelly as the back four, with Townsend and Zaha on the wings and MacArthur, Ledley and Punchin in the middle as well, with that man Christian Benteke up front. If you are a Everton fan or a Crystal Palace fan and you're watching the game tonight, give us a call on Skype and we'll try and get your feedback from the game and let us know what's going on there. Cheers. Right, so Manchester United, we'll get back to them. We had a little bit of a side. You got bullied a bit there by a Man City fan, but you gave it back as well. Well, like we say, it's fickle, isn't it? A few weeks into the season and Mourinho was God's gift and Man United were the new coming and it was Fergie days all over again and then a couple of results go against you and that's the way football goes nowadays.
It's going to take time at Man U, definitely.
Yeah, I think a lot of people realise that, but I think now there's a lot more optimism in the sense that, right, we can kind of see a plan. And also, I think the personalities on the pitch make a huge difference as well. I mean, to have like Zlatan on the pitch, Paul Pogba on the pitch, the likes of them, the fact that we've managed to get them, albeit even though Zlatan was free, but Pogba, we obviously paid the big money for him. The fact that we can still attract those kind of players with Thursday night football and having, let's be honest, a poor last 3-4 seasons. It just shows that we are still up there regardless of what rival fans say. And we're obviously still the talk of the Premier League because everyone's talking about us at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that is one thing you can't deny is that they're a huge club, aren't they, Manchester United? I mean, like you say, on Thursday night, if Liverpool had Europa League football on Thursday night, they couldn't get Paul Pogba and Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
No,
sadly.
Absolutely not. I mean, you know, as a West Ham fan, I'm glad to be out of the Europa League, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot you were out. Yeah, we mentioned it a few times when he was last on that West Ham are no longer in it. Just want to reveal the results of the first poll of the evening at FANTV UK on Twitter. Thank you very much for getting involved with this. It was about versatility. This players. 62% reckon Daley Blind's the most versatile player in the Premier League. Surely James Milner, isn't it, Sahil?
No, I was watching those two Liverpool fans talking about, in what world is James Milner a better versatile player than Daley Blind?
Oh, come off
Daley
here.
Blind's incredible. I mean, that man, even though, I mean, a lot of people was a bit sceptical when they were playing him at centre-back with Chris Smalling, but I think the footballing brain Blind's got, he can almost see something before it even happens, and I think the lack of pace he's got, he kind of gets away with it. But although I still love to see him sitting just in front of the defence, just behind the midfield, either him or Michael Carrick, who baffles me how that man's not starting for us.
Yeah. But let's move on to the real club that everybody wants to talk about. United London FC, Mark, the world's first managerless football club.
It's going well, yeah.
It's going well. A 3-1 win at home to Loas on Saturday. Am I saying that correctly?
You are, yeah. It's a Leighton Orient Academy soccer school.
Oh, really?
So they've all kind of been through Leighton Orient Academy and quite made it. So, yeah, decent
decent standard, yeah. And so still undefeated in the league?
We are, yeah. 3 wins and a draw. But we sort of seem to be slow starters. So the last couple of games we've gone in 1-0 at half-time, losing. And obviously we scored 5. We scored 5 in the previous game and 3 in this one.
Any ideas what that could be down to?
I don't know. Just
has it not been going on long enough to really read into it too much?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I mean, it was... not making excuses here, but it was like Gale Force wins last week.
Oh, really?
So, I mean, unfortunately, because we play on Hackney Marshes, it is very open. And so, if we try and... We're a team that likes to play on the floor. You're playing against teams that just lump it, unfortunately, then, yeah, we just get these...
You're obviously getting used to this media training. You've got all the excuses ready.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Let me get my little list out.
Yeah, exactly that. Tick. That win, did it help Jamil score a bit of a screamer at the weekend?
Absolute beaut. Well, absolute beaut, yeah.
The
boy's got talent.
He's a very, very good player. I've seen him up close and personal. We actually have got the goal here. We can have a look at Jamil's screamer for United London FC over the weekend.
Now we can go.
It's a good hit, that. It's a very, very good hit, that, isn't it? He is a serious player. I had the pleasure of managing you a few weeks back.
Absolutely,
and he played on the left for me. And I said to him, I was like, look, I need you to be 2-footed if you're going to play left, because he's right-footed. Can you use both? Sure enough, assist with his left foot, 2 minutes in. I was like, yeah, this kid can play. Yeah. Serious goal, that, though, wasn't it?
Absolutely. He's so fast. I mean, he's just rapid, so he just, skins defenders, to be honest.
Did he, am I right in saying he beat Aaron Lennon in a Nike speed test?
He did, yeah. So, yeah, he's pretty rapid. If he I don't want to give away any tactics here because we're playing tomorrow.
Don't do a Jurgen Klopp on Monday Night Football and tell us all what you're going to do.
He's very good.
He's a very good player. Yeah, leave it at that. I've just ruined it and told them all that he's 2-footed as well. Doesn't help. We've got a 5-a-side little tournament lined up in Shepherd's Bush in a couple of weekends' time. I should explain. It's FANTV there, Snack Media are there. There's a few guys involved. You're playing as well. Yeah. Don't tell me Jamil's there, is he?
He is, yeah.
Right, I'm giving fullback a wide berth for that day. I'm not going anywhere near that.
It'd be good. To be honest, I mean, I'm going to be in defence. I'm not doing any running.
Yeah,
even though it's 5-a-side, it's not very far.
I think I'm one further back. I think I'm in goal. I'm Daley Blind. I can play anywhere.
I'll take you a while to get down those 5-a-side goals.
That's true. Yeah, could you aim at the corners, please?
Set your knees.
Talk us through the game. 3-1. Was it a deserved 3-1?
Yeah. I think we, over the 90 minutes, we definitely edged it. It was a very close game. I mean, in that game actually was from the goal there was from the game the week before, and the opponents actually we did show their goals. It's a free kick from outside the box, top corner. So yeah, some cracking goals.
Some bias editing's gone on in the United London FC editing suite there, just to bring Jamil's goal to our attention.
Well, it's not my team. But I did upload it onto our social media, so I was quite fair to the other.
You can see the highlights on the United London FC. Are you aware of this, Sahil? Have you heard about United London FC?
No, I was talking to Mark earlier on, but yeah, it's something that.
It's an amazing idea. I know I do this every time you're on, but obviously it's always better to refresh. And it is quite literally the world's first managerless football club. Go to the website. I've signed up. Definitely do it. So Hill, you sign up as well.
100%.
Anyone watching, sign up, and you literally pick the team every single week, and you get to pick who they sign and everything in the close season. It's been awesome. It's a really exciting project. I think we can reveal the team from coming up this weekend. It has been voted. It has been set.
Yep.
Can we get the lineup that United London FC are? There we go. There we have it. Are there any changes?
Yeah, so Simon has come in for Seb. So Simon is, to be honest, he's probably the most natural centre-back we have. He's very good on the floor. He's 6'4". I mean, he just wins every ball that goes over as well. So no, that's the kind of big change.
That's been a bit of a problem area for you, isn't it, in centre-back?
Yeah, well, we haven't kept a clean sheet. So that's one thing that we kind of just do need a bit more. And George up top there, he's been nursing an injury, so he's really only been able to play 45 minutes at a time. But hopefully he's better now. But he scored a hat-trick the last pre-season game, but it just picked up an injury during that.
Where's the big man, Brendan? Is it Brendan?
Brandon.
Brandon.
So yeah, well, Brandon, one of hopefully a success story. So he went off for a trial at Barnsley, and they've kept him for a month. So,
oh, really?
So yeah, hopefully he'll
Superb. Well done, Brandon. Well done, Brandon.
And that's kind of the aim of what we do, really.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. I mean, when we spoke, when I was with you, we talked about him. He's a serious player, and you said, that is the hope that these players will go on to secure contracts somewhere.
Yeah, and then don't forget about us when they're big and famous. So
exactly. Yeah, Brandon. Don't forget the little people. Don't forget your first ever manager as well at United London FC. Don't forget the little people that got you where you are today.
It's down to you.
So it must be a strange one. In a way, you never want to see Brandon again, but in a way, you kind of do at the same time.
Yeah, he's a great. I mean, if he ever came, if he doesn't make it there, and hopefully he does, hopefully he'll come back to us because we are giving people a platform to do that. But we have the guy that kind of recommended Brandon to us is recommending another player who played at in Belgium at a professional level in Belgium. So he potentially will play next week if he's kind of voted in. So we're always going to kind of getting talent recommended to us. West Ham actually recommended the first player from their academy. Didn't quite make it there.
Because there are quite a few names that you're getting. Your squad seems to be getting better and improving all the time. Is that a fair statement to make?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as they kind of gel as well, because usually football teams are set up with a group of mates and then add on a few people. So these guys don't know each other from Adam.
Yeah.
So there is a bit of time. I bet we're top of the league. So hopefully we're just going to keep on improving.
Well, have we got one of Jermaine Defoe's, his nephew or his cousin playing for you? Is that still going on?
Yeah, sort of.
He just didn't get in the team.
Well, definitely he did get in the team. But yeah,
have I opened a can of worms?
It's a can of worms. Yeah, he's gone AWOL.
you know it's non-league football when you just can't locate a player.
He's supposed to be coming on here tonight.
Then again, also Hill, they've been looking for Wayne Rooney for about 4 years as well. So. It happens. It happens even in the Premier League.
Well, that's the thing. We're not professionals. Nobody gets paid. It's all sort of voluntary. So. But,
since you were last on us, on with us a couple of weeks ago as well, you've had some international fame. Yes. I believe. Talk us through what happened there.
Yeah, so we've been in the New York Times. So on three different pages in the New York Times. It was really good.
Was it an article just about how it works? Was it an advert? What was it?
Yeah, I think they really picked up on the fact, obviously, they're just fantasy football crazy over in America. So they really picked up on that side that people can get in. And, that's really helped the numbers. So I think we had over 600 managers sign up in the last week.
Oh, really? So
that shot up. We've got a Brazilian TV station coming over to film our game tomorrow.
I'm glad you finished that sentence. I thought we were going to end it. We've got a Brazilian and just stopped. Bit off topic, but
trying to work out what to call them. But yeah, a TV station.
And talk me through how this works. We're going to get him on Skype in literally just a second. You've got a manager of the month because obviously they're picking the team every week.
Yes, so as fans sort of log in and pick their team, they do get points for their selections, and over the course of a month, you can win a Manager of the Month award. Sort of trophy, bit of a small cash prize. We're not rich.
Yeah, and I think we've got a graphic here of the points that he has. It'll come up there first, probably.
Sure.
Oh, that's what that was. That popped up earlier. I was wondering.
He was wondering where that was.
Here we go. It's behind us now. So Andreas is top.
Yeah. So he's won our first month. So that's September. So Andreas won. And this is kind of, it goes down obviously the list, but couldn't get everybody in there.
And it's very similar to fantasy football the way you get these points. So you pick the team each week who's going to play, and then it's goals, assists.
Yeah, clean sheets, and you can nominate a captain.
Not too many of them.
No, we've not really. You don't get many points for that at the moment. You can nominate a captain to double the points as well.
Perfect. Let's get Andreas on. Andreas is our manager of the month, the first ever. Well done, Andreas. He's going to be manager of the month. Hey, there he is. Hello, mate. How you doing? All right. Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Good. Whereabouts are you from, Andreas?
I'm from Sweden.
You're from Sweden, and you live in Sweden.
Yeah.
How did you find out about United London FC?
Yeah, well, I've been playing Football Manager for quite some time and follow them on Facebook. And I think they linked to an article about United London, and yeah, I found it very interesting, so I clicked in and wanted to become a manager.
Well, you're doing a very good job, Andreas. You're doing a very good job. You're much better manager of them than I ever was.
Thank you.
How many nationalities have you got now, Mark, have signed up?
I think when we looked on our kind of analytics, we had 72 different countries logged into the site to look. So yeah, it's growing. It's growing fast, actually. Is there anyone else aware of it, Andreas, in Sweden, or is it very much something that you discovered? Have you passed on the message to your friends, and do you know other people playing it?
I try to pass it on, but most people are very hesitant in signing up. Hopefully they will in a couple of months or something, when everything starts rolling on a little bit more than it is right now. Maybe they'll jump on the train.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fair point, isn't it? That initially, especially if you're in Sweden and you're Andreas, turning around to his Swedish friend and saying, do you want to help manage this non-league football team in England? It's quite a random concept, but it's one of these things that's going to snowball, isn't it, you hope? Yeah, I think it's one of these, it's a very new concept, and this is why we didn't want to set it up with lots of in-play actions. I think we need to keep it simple, get people used to the concept. Get people talking about it, which, it's growing a lot, and, hopefully South America are going to hear about it all, as of this weekend. So, there's lots of big things happening, but, like everything, it's just a bit of a slow process. How much have you been following the team this season, Andreas? Have you been watching the results, watching the games come in? Did you know you were manager of the month when you found out? Yeah, of course. I watch every highlights video that comes out, and I even take notes. Put a plus on every player for everything good they do, and a minus for everything bad they do in the highlights. Proper manager. That is a proper manager. That's great. That's good commitment. That's how you win manager of the month. Yeah. Have you got a piece of paper with you with the pluses and minuses on from the last game? No, I don't, because they're at work. Oh, that's a shame. Watching in the morning before I start work. Oh, yeah, you're only saying that in case your boss is watching, aren't you? Thank you, Andreas, mate. We're going to let you go, but thank you so much. And congratulations. Oh, wait, Mark's got a question. Just one quick question, Andreas. Who's your favourite player? I always have Jamil, as a captain. Yeah. Oh, well, you must have been happy when he scored that goal that we just saw at the weekend. I always like him. He's behind a lot of my points. So. He's smashing it, Jamil. Well done, Jamil. He's sorted out on Andreas with a nice trophy. Andreas, mate, thank you so much for Skyping us. Have an awesome weekend, and we might speak to you the same time next month if you win again. Yeah, hopefully I do. Who's your football team, by the way? Who do you support? In Premier League? In the Premier League, yeah. Yeah, then it's Arsenal. It's Arsenal. It's Arsenal.
What about Zlatan?
We tried so hard. We thought we'd got a whole show about an Arsenal fan, and then from Sweden. They're like rats. You're never more than 10 metres away from one, are you? Andreas, mate, thank you so much. Andreas. Legend, mate. Good luck with the rest of it. Yeah, thanks. Cheers, mate. I mean, that must be heartwarming for you to see a guy in Sweden who knows who Jamil is. Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? It's great. Well, it's great for these players because I think it's kind of tough. They go out and play, and do they kind of see who's following them? But yeah, they are starting to get people contact them. Funny enough, Darnell was one that's funny. He's not very good on social media. And when we posted something that he joined the club, people started messaging him, and he said, "Oh, I logged out of my account. I got scared." What? It's quite refreshing in this day and age of Premier League players who are media trained or whatever to have a guy who's just scared of Twitter. The thing is, he said he logged out and then he forgot his password, so he couldn't even go back in. He couldn't even respond to the hate mail if he wanted to. Yeah, exactly. That's so good. Let's have one more look at the goal. We talked about it again just then, the Jamil goal. It's such a screamer. Let's have a look at it one more time. Captain. He's got Jamil as captain. One touch, open the foot. Not sure about the goalkeeper's positioning there. I'm not sure about the goalkeeper, but you don't say. Don't expect him to shoot from there, do you? It's great. The thing I like there is that the keeper is just blaming everybody else. Everybody else. Your fault. Sometimes as a keeper, you just got to hold your hands up and say that Jamil has just done me there.
Yeah.
He takes the shot so quickly there, doesn't he? It's one touch and then straight out of his feet.
Yeah, if you're not on him, then it's just what they can do. I mean, we've got. Well, he's not even the top scorer in the team at the moment. So Manuel Wazzola's the top scorer with 5 in 4 games. So we get most of our goals from midfield at this point.
Yeah,
because we've got a few injuries up top.
It's quite an attacking team that you tend to get picked every week, isn't it?
Yeah. People do like to see goals, which is good. So do I.
Yeah.
I'd like to see us go ahead just for once, rather than it always
so
be
if
one.
you are a member of United London FC and you're picking the team for next weekend, can you try and have a bit more of a solid base for them to then go and attack from? Talk us through your next game. A great name, this lot. Bayern Merchant.
Yeah, they've absolutely stolen the logo as well. So
Have they?
I don't know if the copyright, if we get out to Germany, they're going to be in trouble. But yeah, so they're from Clapham, so it's the London Cup, so this isn't a league game, so we really don't know what to expect. The only thing I know is that it was 3-3 their last game. I know, so their last game they won 5-0 versus FC Porto. There's a lot of rip-off names there.
Not even subtle.
Yeah, and I think their last league game was 3-3. But you can't compare Essex Alliance Premier to where they are. You just don't know.
It's a bit of an unknown quantity, which is something you don't get in the Premier League. It makes it exciting, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, thank you very much. If you haven't already, make sure you sign up for United London FC, and then this time next week, you could be involved in the team that's playing. And like Andreas as well, you could be Manager of the Month as well. Stay with us. We are going to take a quick break, and then these guys are going to play another round of What's the Peter Ramage. Looking forward to that. Mark's excited. Mr. Hill's excited as well. Love it. Right, stay with us. We'll be back in a couple of secs. Cheers. Do you want to play a game, lads?
Absolutely.
You watched the first one from the terraces, the first round. Have you played this one before?
I have, I had the pleasure before.
You played this one? You did. You smashed it, didn't you? You smashed it. Yeah. So Hill, this will be your debut. We're gonna pit you against each other this time. I'm sorry. I know you've just met. We don't want to drive a knife down you guys so early on, but you're gonna go against each other. I can tell you the theme is, and you'll probably guess why, is longest serving England managers, and we need to guess whether they were served for a longer time or a lower, a shorter time than the one before. Yeah. So the first one is going to be on us, I think. He's coming now. Yeah. There he is. There he is. There. I mean, it doesn't look dodgy at all there. It doesn't look like a man who take a bung whatsoever. So the first one is on us, but I think you're probably aware that he was there for 67 days. We've worked out, I think, I've got to survive until like October 18th, and then I've beaten 67 days on FANTV. So as long as I get to that day, then I've lasted longer than Sam Allardyce in this job. That remains to be seen, though, especially after what happened with those Liverpool fans earlier. Right. So the first one is on us, 67 days, Sam Allardyce. So the next one, I mean, I'm going to hazard a guess, it might be Eric Dyer higher this than 67 days. Sir Bobby, absolute hero. What a legend. Looking very young and handsome there as well, isn't he? What a man he was. I think we can all say higher.
Yeah, you got to go.
What do we reckon in terms of how long he was manager? The funny thing is here on my note says 1892 was when he first started. I don't think that's correct. I don't think he's that long ago.
I know it's black and white, but that's
I know it's black and white, but that's ridiculous, isn't it? But do you have any idea how much longer he was?
I'd say years more. Well, are we doing it in years? We're not doing it in days.
I mean, we're going to assume that you're both going Eric Dyer higher, but just out of curiosity, do you have any idea how long he was England manager for?
6 years.
4.5, 5.
He was 8 years. He was manager. 8 years he was manager. Legend.
Quality.
You're both correct there. We gave that one to you. Eric Dyer higher. The next man is. There he is. I mean, it's amazing we never won a World Cup under this man. Look at him. He looks like such a winner.
Think about it now.
Really good.
I was just going to say it. Think about it now. I mean, his record wasn't too bad.
He was a good manager.
It's true, and we went out playing quite well. We were actually very unlucky.
Yeah.
He did. And Germany 5-1 as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Hero for that, isn't he?
He was a hero for that. But on the pitch, did all right. Off the pitch, bit of a nightmare.
Although it could have been a bit different had Beckham not scored that free kick against Greece.
Yeah, that's true. So they kind of scraped through the qualifier.
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather take that though. We normally boss the qualifiers and then go and mess up at the major tournament. How much longer do you reckon his manager, higher or lower than Bobby Robson?
I'm going to go lower.
God, he was around for ages. Just to be different, I'll go higher.
Go higher than the 8 years of Bobby Robson. I can tell you the answer is, it is Leonardo Ojoa lower. 5 years he was England manager. 5 years, 2001 to 2006. This is the tough one. Do you recognise this man?
No.
The best named English manager we've ever had. I have to admit, I had no idea who he was until we were about to do this. He is a man called Walter Winterbottom, which is a hell of a name.
Yeah.
Absolute hell of a name. He preceded Sir Alf Ramsey. Okay. So he was 1946, he started. How long do you think he was manager for? And do you think it was Eric Dyer higher or Leonardo Ojoa lower than Sven?
He started in, sorry, you say 46?
1946 he started.
I'm going to go higher.
You're going to go higher
Eric
than 5
Dyer.
years?
I was going to go lower.
So you're going to split again, you're going to go higher, lower. Okay, I can tell you that Walter Winterbottom, what a name that is, was manager for 17 years.
Oh, jeez.
17 years. Well done, Walter. Well done, Walter. Didn't win anything.
Blimey.
Didn't win anything.
Didn't really care about that, did I?
You wouldn't survive 17 years these days like that, would you? And the final manager. So I think you're drawing now, aren't you?
Yeah.
So all on this, Sir Alf.
Sir Alf, there he is. What a legend. Holding the famous trophy. Obviously won it in '66 with the boys. So he started in 1963 after Winterbottom was done. Would you reckon higher or lower than 17 years?
I'm going to go lower.
I was going to go lower as well. Actually.
You can both go lower if you like.
Yeah, I think we'll...
Call it a draw if it's correct, or if it's either way. But I can tell you, you were correct. Any ideas? Any guesses how long?
10 years.
8.
11. Good shout. Yeah, till 1974 it was Sir Alf. There you go. We're going to get a gentleman's draw. There you go. That was our second round of What's the Peter Ramage here on FANTV. There you go. That's a much higher budget sting. That one. It's better than our pampered pooches sting, isn't it? That one is a bit nicer. Let's look forward to the weekend. Manchester United. Are you confident now? Do you think the blip's over? You've won 3 in a row.
I think for now, because I don't think just because we've had a week where we lost 3, I don't think we're now going to go on some unbeaten run till May. But I think last week against Leicester, I think now he's starting to finally get his strongest team, albeit without a couple players. But it certainly looked a lot more promising going forward. It kind of looked like, I know it's a bit cliche nowadays to talk about United, it kind of looked like the old United. Although the first 20 minutes, I thought Leicester could have been 1-2 up.
Really?
They definitely started the better. But I think once we got that first, and also David Blind on corners. I mean, what United are doing with corners is unbelievable.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Yeah, I think it all started under Van Gaal. I think that one against Liverpool, Martial's debut. When Blind scored that one, it's always Blind and Mata communicating together. But yeah, it was promising last week. Stoke aren't in great form at the moment.
They're really struggling at the minute.
So hopefully
some great players, though. Individually, some really good players. So it's surprising, really.
Yeah. It is surprising. I mean, I wonder if it's kind of a bit, they're kind of mercenaries over at Stoke, though. And, and also, the other thing that's been said a lot about Stoke is, they're signing all these great players, but they are players that have failed at all the other clubs they've come from. Do you know what I mean? They've not set the world alight.
Good names. But
I do wonder if there's an element of that there. Yeah. On paper, at home to Stoke, though, I mean, is that the easiest fixture in the league at the minute, apart from maybe away at West Ham?
Go get me coat.
And it begins. Don't worry, we're moving on to West Ham.
Yeah, I think for now, although you could argue had the game been away, it could have been the perfect game for Stoke because we tend to struggle against them a bit away. But yeah, I think at the moment that's the game you'd kind of hope for. A bit annoying that obviously you've got the international break next week, so kind of momentum kind of goes out the window. But yeah, I think this is a must-win, especially with the run of fixtures we've got coming up afterwards. I mean, away trips to Liverpool and Chelsea.
Yeah, straight after.
Home against City in the League Cup. So I think I've got a strong feeling City are going to drop points as well this weekend. So I think we kind of, I know it's still early doors, but I think at the moment we're still playing catch-up at the moment. But I think just to get a bit of confidence going.
I think you're right. I think City will drop points this weekend. And either way, one of them or Tottenham have dropped points, which is a rival to Manchester United's aspirations this season either way. The team that come playing on Sunday, are you expecting Rooney to start? I mean, is he in? If you're naming your first 11 now, do you think Wayne Rooney's in it?
With my heart, absolutely. With my head, at the moment, not really. But I kind of think Jose's got this feeling with Rooney because I think Jose's, everyone knows he's kind of like an ego-driven manager. But I think in his head he's kind of thinking, right, when he looks at Rooney, he's kind of thinking, I've got a project with Wayne here. I mean, have a think what it would do for Jose's confidence and his ego and his name if he, at the end of this season, said to England and Manchester United, right, I've given you Wayne Rooney back. So I think Rooney's an unbelievable player. I mean, you just got to look at his record. I mean, for a man who's 4 goals away from becoming Manchester United's all-time leading goal scorer, and he's already all-time leading goal scorer with England. I think he's the first name every time United or England don't play well. It's like, Wayne Rooney didn't do this. But then you've got to think, well, so didn't X, Y, Z. But I think at the moment, just with the teams, with the players, I mean, Herrera played out of his skin last week. Mata's finally playing in the middle because there's no way he's a right or left winger. I think the only change I could possibly see from the Leicester game is probably Martial coming in for Lingard. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Jesse Lingard, but I think Anthony Martial, we all got a glimpse last season. He's an unbelievable talent.
He's got to play, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a shame you can't stick him up front with Zlatan. But yeah, to have Rashford on one wing, Martial on the other, just let Pogba do his bit.
Middlesbrough at home this weekend. You've got to win it, have you? You've got to win it.
Yeah, we need to win. Whether we will or not, it's completely different. But our defence is a shambles at the moment.
Do you need a real... Because you've beaten Bournemouth at home this season. That has happened. You've won 1-0. But do you need a real spanking at home of somebody just to put these myths to bed for a bit?
I think there's... The longer we go without anything, then I think the bigger the Olympic Stadium is blamed for everything. And then people start going, we should go back to Upton Park. They've blown it up, people. It's not going to happen. Get on board with the Olympic Stadium. You're not going to go back. So... But yeah,
well, they're never going to rebuild it with that attitude, or that naysay attitude, mate.
No, but even Adrian, who's a quality goalkeeper and he's been brilliant for seasons, just his confidence seems to be shot. Everyone's out on the lash. I mean, drowning their sorrows probably, but it's terrible. Defensively, we're shocking.
That Andy Carroll and Darren Randolph story that we touched on a bit earlier. Yeah. I mean, they've been spotted out. If you haven't seen the story, they were spotted out after a social night on the Monday. Carrying on all the way through, they were in McDonald's at 7 a.m. and then they were spotted at a pub Tuesday morning, which is a good effort, by the way. I think everybody that read that story went, that's pretty fair play. Yeah, it's good effort, that. So they carried on the way through. I mean, is this a case of when it rains, it pours? When things are going badly on the pitch, stuff off the pitch starts happening as well?
It all gets amplified, doesn't it, really? And that's the problem they have. They just need to kind of knuckle down. I mean, Randolph, very good keeper, and it would probably... If he hadn't done that sort of thing, I think he'd be in for a shout soon because when he's called upon, he's really good.
Yeah, he slipped up there. Like you say, Adrian's not been convincing. This could be Darren Randall's chance to finally get in that net permanently.
Absolutely.
We're going to come back to West Ham in a second. You've been relieved momentarily. You'll be very, very happy about this. We have Stephen Copping on Skype, who is from nonleaguelive.net. He is our non-league football expert. Hello, Stephen. How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you chaps, all right?
We're very, very well, thank you. Well, I'm very, very well. Are you chaps all right?
Yeah, very good, thank you. You all right?
He was happy as well. You'll be pleased to hear, Stephen. The reason we really want to speak to you as our non-league football expert is obviously after this weekend's games, it's an international break. Is that a chance for non-league football to really shine? It's one of the few options for a fan, is to go and watch a bit of non-league.
That's absolutely right. They do this deliberately. They put these games on during any breaks that they can get hold of, which isn't many, let's be honest. But this weekend there's 40 games, so it's a really good chance to get out there and, if you want to, go and see some local non-league football. Some great games, some great players, and I must say I've been involved for a couple of seasons now, and it's very enjoyable. You get close to the players, which you don't in the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, Mark, obviously you're fully involved in non-league football. I've never really had much experience of it. A bit of Walton and Hersham every now and then when I was a kid, but that was about it. But it is there's a cheer in there. Oh, they're in tonight. They're in tonight.
No one.
Yeah, he's in tonight. It is true, though. I mean, it's so different to the Premier League in the fact that, the players are right there. They can hear what you shout at them when they're on the pitch.
The atmosphere is completely different. I mean, there's... And Premier League grounds are getting quieter as well. There's certain clubs where... the atmosphere is slightly going a bit. But if you go to non-league crowds, you just end up meeting people, you chat. There's, I mean, it's crappy facilities, but everyone's in it together, and it's a real, it's a much better experience.
Cheap beer as well. Cheap beer.
Cheap Clapton.
Cheap beer at Clapton.
Cheap as anything.
£1.50 my first pint was.
Yeah.
Cheap pies as well, lads. Cheap pies. I got one the other night for 90p.
A 90p pie?
Didn't have any meat in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I want to get. Yeah, I'm amazed you're here to talk to us, mate. You're a braver man than me having a 90p pie. Was it good?
I'm still alive.
Well, we're glad you are, Stephen. Otherwise, we wouldn't have you here with us tonight. Also, this weekend, while the Premier League is going on, this is huge, obviously, for non-league teams. It's an FA Cup weekend, is it not?
That's right. We've got, we're calling a big game tomorrow. It's St Albans City versus Worthing. But as I said, there's 40 games going on in this FA Cup, third round qualifying. and every team that wins gets a big bonus. Well, for them anyway, £7,500, which is, you know, it's big money for the local teams and the non-league teams.
Is the FA Cup really the pinnacle for the non-league teams? Is that the highlight of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. If you've ever watched that Salford City programme on BBC, you'll see how important it is to them, even though they're doing quite well in the league now. But it's still the FA Cup they want to get to. They want to get to the third round proper. That's really where they get the big money and, you know, the kudos and the TV cameras there. I mean, these players dream of that, every single one. That's their pay packet, that's their 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and every year it's great when the third round, when a non-league team gets in, isn't it? You love it as a neutral, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Giant killings, that's what the FA Cup's all about.
I mean, the one that always sticks in my mind is Haventon Waterlooville at Liverpool going 2-1 up at Anfield, yeah. Like Rocky Baptiste, who was about a 38-year-old 6'5" striker, put them 2-1 up, yeah. Good player, should have signed him, frankly. Stephen, how did you get into non-league football? How does that come about?
Well, I'm still involved in Premier League. I call games in the actual Premier League as well for some other teams. And my background basically is as a football journalist. But I sort of lost my passion along the way the last few years, and I'm back in it now because, you know, I still love commentating. I still love getting close to the fans. And I was brought up many years ago getting close to the players, getting close to the managers. But it has changed, as you guys know. The last sort of 15, 16 years, it changed dramatically for me from going very close to the players and managers, and I've worked with the likes of Terry Venables, that, you know, now you can't get close, you can't get personal, you don't have their numbers in your phone anymore, and you can't get good quotes. So the local football, the non-league football, I should say, really is my chance to sort of put some of my experience back into the game and reinvent my passion, I suppose, for the sport.
Can you tell us about your website as well, nonleaguelive.net? Is it true that you can go on there and you can find your local non-league team?
Yeah, if you go on there, you'll see what games we've got up and coming the next few weeks. We do it sort of week by week. We will cover 2 or 3 games a week. We've got guys all over the country doing it. We've got about 30 commentators. And if you ever fancy going behind the mic yourself, guys, don't be shy, come forward and give it a bash. We've got 18-year-olds all the way up to someone who was 72 who's going to call a game for us soon. So it really is an opportunity as well for anyone to have a go.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'll hold you to that. That'd be awesome. I'll definitely get involved with a bit of that. And if you're watching as well, if you're watching FANTV, Stephen Copping is the man, nonleaguelive.net. And if you're interested in commentating at all, then get in touch with Stephen. That'd be an awesome experience. Final question, who's the team in non-league that kind of the Barcelona, Real Madrid that have got a chance of getting into the third round of the FA Cup? Are there any teams to look out for?
Yeah, I'd probably say Salford City as a team to look out for. As you well know, it's run by the gang of Manchester United ex-players. Yeah, they do seem to do quite well in the FA Cup run, and we'll be keeping an eye on them this weekend. They've got Stockport County, so that's a good game as well. We've got live on our game, as I said, it's St Albans and Worthing. St Albans City, don't be surprised if they go a little bit further as well.
Stephen, mate, thank you so much for Skyping us, and head to the website nonleaguelive.net to find out more about that. But like I say, the international break's coming up. It's a great chance to dive into your local non-league team. And also, Stephen, we think you might have a poltergeist. All the doors are open. We think your house might be possessed, Stephen, so we're going to let you go and you can try and deal with that, mate.
I'll sort that out, guys.
Yeah, cheers, please do. Thank you, mate. Have a good night. Thank you. Have a good weekend as well. Cheers, mate.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I really, doing this has really opened me up to non-league football. I've never really given it its due, which I think a lot of fans are guilty of. I mean, Sahil, do you ever get involved in non-league at all?
Yeah, I think, like you mentioned, the Salford City programme. Obviously, as a United fan, it's quite good. When I go up for the home games, you kind of have a look at the fixtures just to see. Cause I know we've got Arsenal in about, I think, first week of November, and I've seen that's a lunchtime kickoff, and Salford are at home at 3 p.m. So hopefully, as soon as the game's finished, get up there to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Scholes, I think, said that he prefers non-league to the time he ever had in the Premier League.
I think quite a few of them have said it, because I think it's. So I think when you get a big club like Premier League clubs, I think you kind of get lost into like the media requirements and all that, whereas non-league it's just football.
So exactly that. It's more about the football rather than the corporate. And the big clubs, it's all about how much money, what's their international reach, and how many people can they generate on Twitter and all this kind of thing. And you just go to non-league, you can get involved and you can volunteer. You know, any non-league club wants volunteers.
Yeah.
So you really can get involved, and you'll just love it once you get into it.
It's very true what he says as well about how non-league's a great chance to get close to the team that you follow. Because I mean, even I've got a Reading season ticket with my dad, and when we get there, these are players who are playing in the Championship. They turn up in tinted windows, and this is not disrespecting the guys. That's just how football is. They turn up in their tinted window Mercedes, park in the car park, get security led all the way to the gate, jump in, and disappear, and they sign a couple on the way through. But there's no real interaction with the fans, is it? And that's what non-league football's great for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's far removed. It's sort of run down. It's earthy. It's proper football, really.
The thing that really stunned me was there were fans watching this that this is their You think that they can't get that into it. It's not league. Do they really care? But it's just like me celebrating or suffering when Liverpool played. They really there are fans that get right into it.
Yeah, I think watching that Sofa programme as well, there were kind of a few fans who were we don't want the BBC cameras coming in to do documentaries because they're kind of like, well, this is why we love this because it's got none of that.
Yeah.
It's just I turn up on a Saturday morning, help cut the grass, have a bit of clean up, watch my team, and then go home. But then when
it must be quite strange if you were a Salford fan suddenly seeing this team becoming what they are at the moment, all the coverage they're getting.